guys, welcome back to another Netflix movie review, and this is probably my most anticipated Netflix movie review of the year so far. This is Scoop. So Scoop follows the story of the interview that basically broke the internet and the TV network at the time when it came out. This is the Prince Andrew interview that Emily Maitlis interviewed Prince Andrew on Newsnight when all the allegations came out about Jeffrey Epstein, etc. And now they have decided to make it into a film. I've seen a lot of people say in my work social environment say that this film is not what they expected. They wanted to see more of this and more of that, but I knew what it was, and I really liked what it was. It was more about the actual television network, aka Newsnight, aim to actually acquire it. So Emily is played by Gillian Anderson, a fantastic actress. We've seen her in Sex Education. She's been in The Crown as well as Margaret Thatcher. She is a brilliant actress. We've got Billie Piper in as well as the booker, basically, who works, was playing as Sam, but she's the booker of the network, so she's trying to book the palace to obviously interview Prince Andrew. We get Rufus Sewell, who's an amazing actor. I know him from The Man in the High Castle as Open Viewer John Smith, I think his name is in that. He plays Prince Andrew. Amazing prosthetics. Honestly, he did brill. There was moments where you think this is a film, not an actual documentary. I'm not watching Prince Andrew, I'm watching Rufus Sewell, so brilliant performance there. But this is exactly what I thought it was and what I wanted from this film. This is how the Newsnight team got the interview done, how they did the research, how they actually, planted, but did the calls around the world to get the information before, getting the scoop, getting the news before everyone else did, and getting them all lined up. And obviously all the things that came out of the actual interview after the fact that Prince Andrew thought the interview went really well, him and his team, but everyone, Emily and all the Newsnight team very much knew this went bad. There was certain things he said in there that he didn't think would have reacted like that. Obviously, what's happened since, he's very much stepped away from duties. He's paid people off, as these rich people do. He's very much under the radar now. We don't really hear about him. He stepped back from all royal duties. As obviously the king's brother. But so I really liked the aspect of the journalist aspect. It reminded me of Spotlight, which is one of the best journalistic movies out there. Also a film I watched, actually reviewed, called Worth on Netflix. It reminded me of that. That was all about Michael Keaton and trying to actually see how much people are worth based on the 9/11 attacks, of course. And I thought this was similar to that in terms of it was real people trying to get a real story that's going to have a big impact. But obviously the show has declining ratings, so they want to make sure that the show doesn't go off the air. They want something to save it. And getting this scoop, getting this information on, Prince Andrew is vital to the show actually succeeding and still being on the air today. So I like that aspect of it. Obvious factors for me: Gillian Anderson, Rufus Sewell, fantastic in both roles, and doing the actual scene. They obviously have a lot of footage to be able to to watch that interview and do it exactly as it was. And I do want to watch the interview again now, just compare it, because I do want to see. But Billie Piper for me in this film was brill. I think it's very much under the radar, her role. I thought she was brilliant. She was playing somebody called Sam McAllister. She was very much the main character up until the actual interview. She arranged the whole thing. So I like the fact that this real person, Sam McAllister, actually obviously did that behind the scenes. Everyone kind of thinks with these TV shows that you just turn up and that's what it is. So I like that's what they did in this film. I like the whole look, aesthetic, feel of it, and I thought it was done very good, to be honest. Rating the film then, I'm actually going to give it a 4-star. I think it's my highest rated streaming movie review of the year so far. I thought I thoroughly had a good time watching it. I enjoyed it, which is one of the main things, obviously, but I really appreciated a lot of the editing, the film aspect of it, even the angles that they got. I've seen a lot of the footage of Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew, and the shots obviously that they got in the press, and they just looked very good. Even the person playing Jeffrey Epstein just looked like him as well. They nailed the costume, angle, photos, all of it just felt really authentic. And again, really did have to take yourself out of the moment to think this is not a documentary, this is an actual film that is, this is not these people. They have done this. So really good film concept, I think, in terms of you know, covering something that obviously was meant to be like a everything's fine kind of interview, but it went the other way. And, you know, the news journalistic world just went wild because it was like, you've just given us this like gold kind of thing. And I like that aspect of it. So really interesting. 4-star, as I say, my best streaming movie review of the year so far, I believe. And yeah, we'll see if anything beats it. But Scoop, very much enjoyed it. Give it a watch. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.